Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, innies, outies and in-betweeners. I'm not dead. I know there's a lot of people have been asking after me over the last few months, and I want to say thank you to all those people who have thought about me. I just wanted to give you an update really on what's been happening and what's going to be happening. Now, in March, I was in hospital. I went in for a completely unrelated reason. Well, I might as well just tell you. I don't get embarrassed easily. I thought I had a twisted testicle. Blokes, you'll know that or most of you should know that twisted testicle is quite a serious issue, and needs to be dealt with via an operation generally. Relatively quickly. Well, I went into hospital. I wasn't going to go, but I was forced to go into hospital. And whilst I was there in theatre assessment, I had a stroke. I then had two further what they call episodes. So ultimately, I had 3 strokes whilst I was in the hospital. It was a blood clot rather than a bleed on the brain, thankfully, because the bleed on the brains are harder to fix. But a blood clot is easier to fix. They do this thing called thrombolizing, and you get an injection of medication which waters your blood down basically and destroys the clots. I was in hospital for about 5 days in the serious stroke ward. Thankfully, I was actually in the hospital at the time, which meant I was treated within about half an hour, which is incredibly quick. Most people are out on the street or at home when they have a stroke, and then they have the stroke, they've got to wait for that to pass before they can phone an ambulance, then they've got to wait for an ambulance to turn up, then they've got to be transported to the hospital, and in some cases it can take more than an hour before they get seen. In some of those cases, people are left with paralysed arm, leg, the face, you know what I mean. Because I was treated so quickly, I haven't got those visible signs, but I do have. I am suffering from symptoms of having a stroke. One of them is, as you can probably tell, is my speech can go a bit stuttery at times. I get brain fog quite badly. I have bad weakness in my left side, not to the point where I can't use it at all, but enough to make it hard for me to even pick up a kettle. So normally I would pick a kettle up with my left hand and turn the tap on with my right hand. I can't pick the kettle up. Well, I can pick an empty kettle up. I can't pick a full kettle up, or even half a full kettle, because it's too heavy and my arm's too weak for it. I also have chronic what's it called? Fatigue. There we go, chronic fatigue. So I'm actually sleeping during the day most days now as well, not by choice, just from being completely and utterly wiped out. So those effects that I am suffering from are going to make it difficult for me to do the channel in the normal format. I mean, it took me all day to do the videos. Even the single long videos took me several hours, well, 7 hours or so. And even the shorter video style that I started doing towards the end of last year, even those took up a lot of time to do, and at the moment I'm not in a physical state to be able to do that. I don't want to give the channel up at all, because I love the channel and I love doing what I do, and you know, I love interacting with everybody that supports the channel. So I really want to stay on here, and I want to come back, and I want to do something in the same lines as what I was doing before. I don't want to change what I'm doing on here. I still want to bring you these stories that you may or may not hear about, and give you my opinions on them, and you know, name and shame these people that are doing bad things. But at the moment, I genuinely am not able to do that. I just haven't got it in me to do that at the moment. I have lost a few hundred subscribers over the past few months, and you know what? I don't blame you. I've not put anything out, so you know, why would you stick around on a channel that's not putting any content out? But I do want to thank everybody that has stuck by at the moment, and stayed on and continued to be a subscriber. I want to thank all of you guys, and hopefully, you know, anybody that sees this video that's seen some of my previous videos, that's thinking about subscribing, you know, I will be back at some point. Please do consider subscribing now, and then, you know, at some point in the hopefully not too distant future, you'll get some notifications from me. But I just wanted to give you a bit of an update on where I'm at, what I want to, you know, why I've not put anything out at the moment. I mean, yes, I put a video out yesterday. I literally walked into that situation. I walked out of the chemist. I'm on lifetime medication now for the stroke, so I have to take medication every day for the rest of my life. But I was in the chemist getting my repeat prescription, and I literally walked out of the pharmacy into that situation, and there was just police everywhere. So you know, I can't pass up an opportunity like that. So I got the camera out. But that's not the kind of content that I'm going to be going down the road of, okay? That's not me. I don't do that. If I do come across something, and to be fair, I don't go out often. I didn't before, but now I don't go out often. You know, I'm literally sitting in all the time at the moment. I can't go shopping because I can't carry the bags. I can't, and with my anxiety as well, I have to get everything delivered. So actually going out is a rarity. So, you know, it's unlikely I'm going to get into those situations very often. But if I do step into a situation or see something happening while I'm out, then I am going to try and film it if I can. But that's not the angle that this channel is going to go down. I do need to seriously think and rethink about how I'm going to be able to do the channel now, moving forward. But I can assure you that I will be back, absolutely 100%. I will be back at some point, and I'm hoping it won't be I'm hoping it'll be soon, I hope. So there we go. 43-year-old, 3 strokes in a day. In fact, after the MRI scan, they said that there's evidence of a previous stroke as well. But obviously they can't tell when that happened, but there was evidence there of a previous stroke. God knows when that happens. So yeah, so ultimately I've had 4 strokes and I'm still here. I don't know if that's a sign or not. I spoke to DJ Vix yesterday. A lot of people are asking how the dogs are. Unfortunately, I had to give the dogs up. It was one of the hardest decisions I've had to make. And when I handed them back to the rehoming centre that I got them from, I was a mess, absolute blubbering mess. I was so gutted. There's just no way. I mean, they was you know, playful at the best of times. And when I took them out for a walk on the leads, they pulled, and I simply could not. This is my new friend. I simply could not get them out and walk them, and that's just not fair on them. For them to be stuck in here all the time with me is just not fair on anybody. But it's not fair on the dogs because they need exercise. So this is my company now. This is Smudge. So named because of the markings on his nose. He looks like he's put his nose in some ink. Come here, look at the camera. Look at the camera. He looks like he's put his nose in some ink and smudged his nose. So so this is my company now. It's not a replacement for Daisy and Alice. Obviously, I love them to pieces, and you know, I got Daisy because of my mental health. I was in a bed sit at the time with nothing and no one, and I realised that I'd been stuck in for about 6 months. I hadn't left I hadn't walked out the door, and so I needed a reason to get up in the morning and to get out. And so I got Daisy, and she helped me a lot she helped me through a bad patch, and then when I was able to start going out again, albeit not every day and all the time, but when I was able to start going out again, I didn't like the idea that she was being left on her own, so I got Alice as company for her. And so both of them were a big part of my life and a big part in helping me through some dark times. But it's the only thing with having a cat, it's actually do more damage than the dog. So there we go. I'm going to leave this video there. I don't want to make this a long video and bore you to death, but I am alive. A lot of people apparently have been saying that I died. You know, I just unplugged myself. I had to. I physically couldn't get myself on camera to do any videos, and so a lot of people said that, you know, thought that I might have died, but I haven't. I haven't, thankfully. I'm still here, and as I say, I will be back soon, I hope. Please consider sticking around. As I say, I will do videos when I can. I just don't know when that's going to be just yet. I have to do. I've got physiotherapy appointments, so the occupational therapist now, and you know, things like that. I need to. I need to get myself back to some kind of normality. You know, forget, you know, COVID. This is my new normal at the moment. Going to sleep in the afternoons, you know, taking forever to speak to people and forgetting things. That's my new normal at the moment, and I don't want to get used to it because I need to get through it and get back to normal. But unfortunately, this is how things are at the moment. So again, thank you to everybody that stuck around. Thank you to everybody that supports the channel and shared the videos and you know, messaged me. I had hundreds and hundreds of emails and messages. I just wasn't able to respond to them all, but anybody that's messaged me, thank you so much for thinking about me and for taking the time to message. Genuinely, the community around this channel is more important than, you know, than the content I put out, you know, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I do the content for the community, you know. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to leave it there because I'm getting brain fog and struggling to think of things to say. So thanks once again. Respect to you all. I hope everybody is well. and I will see, or you rather will see me again at some point. As I say, I just don't know exactly when that's going to be. But look after yourselves, and film the police. See you soon.